coming. I do appreciate it. I know it's, busy lives and stuff, and holiday season's coming up. We can talk about that going forward too, but thank you for taking the time to show up. Um, without further ado, we left off. Again, I just want to take a second here. I know I've said this 5,000 times, but if you have not taken the time to read Rick's summaries of these sessions, I highly encourage you to do so. It takes a lot of time. He puts a lot of effort into it, and I think it's really cool. And I'm looking at it now, and he's already got an untitled page open for tonight's session, which is neat. So, but
yeah, I do them concurrently, so that's why I'm a little bit slow, because I just I can remember all that. And it's not exactly fine language, but
right,
it's pretty comprehensive. So
it's good. It's very good, I think. So, and I think worthy of the inspiration that you do, in fact, start for with every session. So, we see that the brass dragon came down and kind of headed off this sort of random dragon encounter that happened. What you saw was the blue dragon from before, where you from the previous scuffle, and the brass dragon kind of ran him off. There was some conversation in Draconic. We saw the brass dragon then introduce himself to you all as Volthraxanor. Thank you for writing that name down, because it's a good dragon name, and I would have forgotten. The brass dragon Volthraxanor. Sildar kind of filled in a lot of gaps for the group about kind of what was really going on with him, and a little bit bigger idea, because at this point all you know is that Fandalen was destroyed, and it's become very clear to you that there's been some serious activity as of recently outside of your general scope. You all have been kind of in your own world for the last, 2 weeks? How long did Lost Minds take? So you've kind of been in your own little pocket, and now you're just kind of waking up to the sense that there's been a lot going on in the world around you in the last 2 weeks. And it really hit home with what happened in Phandalin, and that there has been a rash of incredibly violent crime perpetrated by this group. At this point, I think it's fair to say you all have determined that it is the Cult of the Dragon, that they hail using signs. Some of the people seem to be much more serious about the endeavor, that more so than others who seem kind of more like sellswords or cut purses. But you know that after saving Sildar and kind of making it back, kind of having this encounter. Is that for me? Oh, okay. Well, please help yourself. I might dig on that. My wife just walked downstairs with this amazing looking salad. It's got cucumber and perfectly cubed cheese and ham and hard-boiled egg on some kale and romaine. Anyway, or green leaf, excuse me, is that romaine or green leaf?
Romaine.
It's romaine. It's the devil's lettuce. Anyway, so the devil's lettuce. I got the devil's lettuce. So, and that being said, the Volthraxanor took back to the sky and disappeared. Said that he had saw what happened in Phandalin, but could not act at the time. That there is more than one side involved in this larger battle that is kind of burgeoning. And he flies away. You all set down your cube. You mumbled "Futterwhacken." And your fortress expands, and you all shut yourselves in for the night.
And I'm gonna add a question or two here. We know that this is about Tiamat. Did we learn anything about their plans? What their like the big plans are?
There really has been no understanding of what a big plan is here. What you do know is that the cult of the dragon has been very prominent in their saluting, where they often say "Hail Tiamat" or "Praise
Right,
Tiamat," right?
right. And then
Other than that, you know that they have been looting places, and it's been happening a lot. Sildar had this information; he had been investigating it as much as he could, using spies and different, organizations that have been connected to him through the Lord's Alliance. Um, but the looting is pretty much, they don't understand why it's happening. It's not just attacks. It's not just, taking people, killing people. It's actually taking things and things of great, uh, great, what do you say, value, worth. Um,
did we find out the reason why they were holding Sildar?
um, there has been no real explanation as to why Sildar was taken.
Okay.
Um, Sildar hasn't expounded that in any way. It does seem as though, um, the with the short amount of time that has passed, right? So you guys captured him from the camp and left, and I mean, how long hasn't been that long? You guys traveled. It's been a couple of days since you captured, maybe 2 days since you guys escaped. That you've been traveling so far, because you were almost to Red Larch, I believe, right? You guys just got to the long road.
Sounds right.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds about right.
So I thought you had traveled, but maybe you had not.
No, we had a little bit. We were a little ways out.
I thought we basically, after the dragons left, we traveled as far as we could get until daylight waned, and then we stopped.
Right.
Okay, so
Because
But we had
obviously,
um,
traveled a little bit before the dragon
pretty
caught up
beat
to
the
us,
hell up after that fight.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my notes it just says we headed toward uh we headed north
At
toward
a normal
Tabor at a
pace.
normal pace. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
as
that would have
evening, so
been.
within that one day of a normal
So
pace
what
of
it.
travel.
Right. Okay. So excuse me. So you had traveled 1 day's worth. Um. So let's get my mile marker out here. That's about 28 miles, right? Or is it 21? I always
I
forget my
don't see a
range.
map.
Yeah, I did. It's really
He's
neat.
looking at his map. We don't have
Ah,
access to at the moment.
okay.
Oh, I can take you guys over there. I'm sorry. I
No,
really
no,
have to
no.
stay on
It's cool.
stage
Enjoy your
first.
map. It's fine.
Show you the map. Asshole. Travel pace. I don't know why I can never remember this. 30 miles at fast, 24 at slow. Or at regular. So, I don't know that you guys would say that you were traveling at a fast pace.
Pretty sure we said normal.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think we
so
said normal pace, so we wouldn't.
24. You'd be
We
right at
weren't.
the Desert River. So,
So we put our house up by the river, propped our feet on the ramparts, and smoked some tobacco.
hmm
I think this is an excellent opportunity for uh, Ratu to go find his center, since I'm pretty sure we went straight from slaughtering dozens of people and fighting a dragon to riding on a dragon to saving the Sildar to saving the priest to now at the Desrin River, right?
yeah, because you ran for an entire day,
Right.
and that night, actually, if I'm not mistaken, that happened at like the time that you guys were stopping, because I believe I said it was dusk when the dragon flew over.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll say that it was literally, this is still the day that you have escaped with Sildar. You don't know that there isn't people right behind you,
Right.
um, because no one's staying back. But and then that night you have this encounter with the dragon, and you get to see, for any of you, the first time in your life, what was considered, an ancient dragon.
So, so I think we're all tucked in, ready to kill some guys if they come up on our tower. Right?
Yes.
Corval's already
Yep.
passed out.
All right, so let's just do a little bit of role playing here. So you guys got the fort up. What do you do now? Let's say this: you have shut the door. The last person into the keep is where we'll pick up. Shuts the door.
I laid claim quickly to one of the cots on the bottom floor. I ain't climbing them damn narrow stairs.
I will
Here's
go.
I'll say he's going to climb the stairs, and he'll also volunteer for last watch.
Okay. Ratu drags his butt up the stairs. I'm going to the roof.
Okay.
And then, and that's where he's going to sleep, is on the roof.
Okay.
And he'll actually volunteer for first watch, since he's actually still in excellent shape. Because he's a specimen.
He's a specimen of his half-orc brethren.
Mm-hmm.
Corval actually goes to the roof as well, wants the open sky, but finds a remote corner from as far from Ratu as possible and conks out quickly.
It's like a 10 by 10 square.
Enjoy the smell of my smudging. It's headed your way pretty quick.
That's fine. I'm already asleep.
I'm going to smudge you in your sleep. You're going to wake up and you're going to be like, what's this print on my forehead? I'm going to be like, I smudged you. when really you just got teabagged.
All right.
I will, can I volunteer to take first watch with Ratu? So we have advantage. I think
Sure.
so that we have a couple extra eyes, having just been spotted by that dragon.
Sure, I'll allow it. Sounds reasonable.
Excuse me. I'd like
I didn't hear Jivin. Is Jivin here?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Jivin, what are you doing? You see the four of them all head up to either the second floor or the roof. Who do we have left? We have Jivin, whatever Jivin's doing, and who else hasn't?
Jivin's going to
Jason.
try to get on the roof.
Okay, so everybody's going upstairs.
The big
Yeah,
guy.
not Kane. Kane passed out on the floor as soon as we walked in.
Right.
So that's fine.
Well, I think I wait until Jivin and Corval. Wait, Corval?
Yes.
Yes, Corval are asleep, and I pull out the pinch pot Ratu made for me, and I'm just looking at it. I'm seated next to him, and I. So, Ratu, where are you from? What's your family like? Do you have do you have a family?
I did once. They were killed.
I'm sorry.
Well, interestingly, it's one of the few things that humans haven't done. So I blame more elves and dwarves for that.
May I ask how it happened, or what happened?
Well, I was a boy, and the dwarves didn't like us very much, and they thought we were a threat. So they raided our village, and those of us that didn't die of dwarven axes were killed by elves or captured by orcs.
How long ago was this?
I was 9 years old.
Jeez.
You see, when we met 2 weeks ago, Corvo, I couldn't stand him or his race. The only nice one I'd ever met was Gundren. He gave me that axe. Helped me defend myself after I escaped from the Dro. Which is, well, let's just say it's been hard not to throw Jibbin off the roof. But my people were peaceful. We weren't warlike in any way. I'm nothing like them, to my shame. You can tell that this line of questions is weird for Ratu. You can tell he's not ever talked about it much.
And Wilhelm is rather quiet. Doesn't really know
Right.
what the right thing to say is. I think I just sit there, quiet, quietly, and just let the conversation end it from there.
Do you know where I learned to fight, priest?
No. Where's that?
As an orc slave. I was in the slave camps, and my people were peaceful, soft. I'd never fought anyone. And I almost died there because people would steal my food and beat me. No one taught me how to fight. I just learned how to survive. And I did what had to be done to survive the orc slave camps. And when I figured out how to do that, they sold me to the Dro. And the Dro gave me an axe, and they put me in front of a human, and they told me to kill him. And when I killed him, they put another one in front of me, and I killed her too.
It's horrible. I'm sorry.
Be sorry for those that didn't escape. I found my way to the surface, and I found Gundren. And I lived a happy life in the woods until Gundren was taken. And then I vowed to help him, because he had helped me.
Gundren did have a way about him. I don't understand. He came to me too in a time when I needed some help. I was feeling kind of lost, but yeah, he's the one that brought me to you guys, and I fondle the pinch pot again, and I hope that you, Ratu, can find forgiveness and hope in this group, as I find, as I'm still looking for a home and a purpose as well.
I am thankful. I've said so to the spirits of my ancestors. I knew it was a sign from my ancestors when Corval turned in to the sacred wolf. I knew it was a sign of hope.
How did you know that was real? How did you know that you were meant to follow that spirit?
I'm sorry you broke up there. You'll have to he said.
How did you know that the spirit was real? How did you know to trust it, to follow? That you were doing the right thing?
Well, instinct, I guess. I don't know. I just saw it. I acted. I didn't think about it. I don't usually. You're gonna hear him chuckle at that because he realizes what he just said.
Yeah,
Like,
Wilhelm
very
can't help
honestly
but grin.
too. Right. Straight from the mouth of babes.
Yeah, I'm remembering the red brand encounter in that.
Right. Can I ask you a question, Priest? Because he knows exactly what you're thinking of.
Okay. What's that?
If your own family had been slaughtered, your only memories of a mother who sang songs to you and taught you how to purify your spirit. When a man said of her what that man said to me, would you not also build a pyre in her honor out of his face and his arms?
I believe in justice. And I believe that there are evil men in the world. And I would not curse you for bringing justice to the people that did that evil to you and to your family.
Thank you.
That's a long answer, Priest. I think you would. I know you're a man of war. All of us do. That's why we listen to you. Your spirit, it's more unsettled than mine. See, at least once I escaped the Dro, I lived in the woods. I felt peace. I don't think you've felt peace for a long time.
War is something that I know. And peace and having a greater purpose outside of war is something that I'm comfortable with. I'm not accustomed to. I don't think I have your faith. The faith that you show in the wolf spirit. Gundren has faith in me that I don't quite understand yet. I guess I'm learning to have faith in him, and trust that trust him when he says that there is something for me, and there's something for me when it comes to you and the rest of this party. That there's a reason I'm here, and maybe I will find peace with you all.
I think you can.
Hearing you share your story. Hearing you share your story, I think helps 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 me understand a little bit more.
My life has been more good than bad, but evil in the world is a powerful thing, and it shapes into something we don't want to be. You probably know this as well as I do. I mean, look at the elf. Look at both of them. I mean, God, one's a drow. The other one talks to the stars. Has he shown you what he sees? The wizard, has he shown you?
No, I don't understand his powers. They just come to him. I don't understand.
I don't know. I mean, could anyone? Does he understand them? I mean, his eyes, his staff, he never sleeps, or he does? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, but, you know, they've all, every one of us seen some evil. Get out of the range, Ro. You might melt.
Well,
Rotu's going to stand up, and while he's talking to Wilhelm, and as the rain starts to come down, he starts to use it to wipe all the blood off of him because he's still covered in blood and ash from the fire. I mean, literally, his hair standing like in a shock back away from his head because we were on a dragon right afterwards. So, so he just starts to wash everything off of himself. You can see he's pretty happy. And then he's gonna. Who else was on the roof? Alar?
Corval.
Corval.
Damn it, Rick, I'm sorry.
And Ratu takes his cloak off and puts it over Corval so he doesn't get rain on his face.
Well, one thing I am sure of, holding the Pinchbot, this is a gift of that type of gift that I have never received before. And I've received things in my life, and nice things, gold things, platinum things, and this one, I think this means the most.
You're welcome, priest. And there's plenty more where that came from. As soon as I get down to the river, harvest some more clay. You'll have a whole collection. My family used to make them, and, well, my mother's was considerably better than mine, but a little out of practice. So, they'll come back. Don't worry, they get better. So, you better get some rest. I'll take first watch.
Will do.
All right. Ratu starts taking a bath in the rain.
I go downstairs.
Humming to himself.
Okay, Ratu taking a bath, using the soap out of his pouch. You know,
Oh no, come on, who uses soap? That's ridiculous. No, I'm just using rain water. Come on.
Corval, are you going to sleep
So
up on the
gross.
roof tonight?
I just start shuffling at one point. I wake up slightly and just say, "Why does it smell like moose shit up here?" And turn back over. And sleep the rest of the night.
Alright, we'll say you took one of the cots and moved it up to the roof.
Oh no, I'm on the ground. It's fine.
Okay, alright. Alright, so you're sleeping. It's pretty easy to see Jiven has already gone to sleep.
He meditates like a elf does. You can.
But I meditate laying down on my left side.
He probably finds a chair in the common room and scoots it over next to the fireplace and just sits down and finishes his meditation while he dries off.
No fireplace, and I don't think the Instant Fortress has chairs. It says it has cots.
And we don't have any fireplaces?
No, I don't think anybody paid for the bonus content.
Chairs in the queue.
Did you bring in any wood for a fire?
Well, shit. All right, we're gonna fix
Yeah,
that.
hey, that's a good question. Can we build a fire in here? Like, is there a way to do that?
I mean,
Made of stone?
it says 20 by 20, 30 feet high, arrow slits on all sides, and a battlement atop it. So I imagine if you had a brazier, that would be the point of a brazier.
If we
you could
brought
probably-
a brazier in here, would it shrink with it and like?
I believe
stay-
anything that's inside the... That's a great question.
Probably everything would be expelled. Anything we leave in there. I don't think we
doesn't
get to use it.
specifically say.
For storage.
Oh, which
Yeah.
only works if the fortress is empty. It won't. You can't dismiss it if it's not empty.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I should have just
So we-
read that first.
We would just have to bring a brazier with us everywhere we went.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
I'll
get some
I'll-
rocks from outside.
I'll go as far as to say you guys could start a little fire on the floor if you all just look at each other and you're like, yeah, there's a fire going right here. You know, you point it to the floor.
Sounds good. Jibin, feel free to build a fire in the main room. We'll all agree that that's where the fire's going to be.
20 feet by 20 feet is pretty big.
And the second floor is also 20 by 20, so. I mean, obviously, it's just a cube, you know.
Yeah.
That's fine. We go ahead and build a fire, Jibin. Oh, Alar's still on the roof. Oh, crap. Well, good news, Alar. I have 2 cloaks, and I'll give you the other one. I
Alar's
did-
sitting on the wall.
Yeah, Jimin has a cloak and all that, but a fire would be nice. So
Alar, are you sleeping?
He
he'll
is
build
asleep.
one.
Okay, you're a half elf, so you sleep, right?
No, he's a drow, so he meditates. Oh,
No,
Alar, yeah.
Alar.
No, he
No,
has
Alar sleeps. Yeah, he sleeps.
Okay. But he, like, kind of sleeps because he sees space.
Well, again, you don't know if he's sleeping or if he's just, off in space.
If he's a space cadet, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that you were trancing because, you're a dirty drow.
Yeah, that's it.
Actually, he's a clean drow. He was just out in the road.
Oh. Yeah, Ratu is gonna smell good after this. At the very least, he's not gonna have blood and ash all over him, so.
Nice.
So,
No good might be a stretch. Think
Well-
we can go with.
let's go smell less bad. How about that?
There we go.
He's
Alright.
gonna put all of his wet clothes down by the fire too. That way, they can dry, and he just sits up in his. He sits up on the roof in his breech clout with his axe. Because why not?
It's a good point. Why not?
Because it's summertime, right?
It is. It is summer, and you are getting a serious summer rain right now. It sounds like there's a nasty storm rolling in. Anybody that can see outside would see that just here overlooking the Desserin River, in this darkness, you've almost lost sight on everything.
Wow.
The moon
Okay.
has all but practically disappeared. The stars are all covered. The sky is nothing but clouds, and the wind continues to pick up as this rain just starts to come down harder and harder.
I'm gonna get the dwarf and Alar inside because I'm on watch. So I'll pick the dwarf up. He's not very big. Put him
As soon as I feel myself moving, I come to and just start like cursing, shaking until you drop me. And then I look up and see the storm, and I just mumble as I walk down.
Incoherent rambling.
Ratu leans really close to Alar and he goes, Wizard! Wizard! Are you awake? Do you want me to carry you? He's going to respond.
No response.
Okay. Ratu pokes him slightly. No response?
No response.
Okay, no response. All right. Ratu carries Alar down and puts him in a cot in the second story.
Okay.
And then goes back up to the roof because he's still on watch.
All right. And you close the trap door behind you so the rain doesn't get inside?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
All right. All right. Everybody sleeps. Ratu, you do your watch. You all cycle through appropriately. As you all wake up, even to Alar at the very end, you realize that the rain has only come down harder. The wind only increased, and the thunder only now accompanied by lightning. And it's an absolute storm.
Alar did in fact wake up for his watch, though.
Yeah. The temperature drops, and it's pretty crappy outside. You're pretty much immediately soaked as soon as you step outside. It's pouring rain. Sheets and sheets and sheets of rain make you completely unable to see anything in the distance and hardly see anything close to you.
This is escape the Willie.
Is the river rising to like where it would be a threat to our tower?
During watch, you do notice the river rising, but the bridge that you are located near enough to be able to see from the top of the tower is built to cover more water than is going to come up overnight. So you know that as long as you leave first thing in the morning, you'll be fine.
Correct.
But the waters are rising for sure in the Desert River. And no one awakens to the sound of a watch being given over them. The sun obviously doesn't peak in the sky and awaken all of you with warm sunbeams on your face. Ratu, you, however, do wake up with what appears to be something over your eyes, and as you snatch at it, you realize that it's a piece of parchment, and it's folded neatly in half, a very small piece folded neatly in half.
Okay. I am gonna grab it. And obviously I can't read it, so I'm hoping it's a picture. Open
it. It says something, but you can't read it.
Shit. Okay. Who's awake right now?
You're the first one awake.
Jivin would already be awake.
Jivin's coming out of his trance, excuse me.
I
Yes.
crashed right away.
Okay. Oh god, I hate to go ask the dark elf.
If Jivin even notices you trying to read it and can't, he'll walk over and
Okay.
offer to read it for you.
I can do it. I don't need you to read it.
It's fine, Ratu. I can read it for you.
I mean, if you insist.
Here, it says, and then he'll just reach out to grasp it like that,
Ratu doesn't stop him from grabbing it, but he also doesn't let go of it.
So Jivin will just turn it towards him and read it to him. And
You look at it. You
Jivin
look at it
knows a
before you
pretty
turn
wide
it.
array of languages, so he probably.
You look at it yourself before you.
Yeah, he'll scan it first.
Yeah, you look at it first before you give it to him, and it says in very beautiful penmanship, "I knew he couldn't read this," and underneath it says, "Duty calls."
Duty calls.
Okay, so he'll read it.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It's a note reminding you to take a morning poop.
Do I know who it's written by? Is there any indication?
Considering you haven't seen any of the penmanship of any of your individual partners, really, no. But you do notice now, all of a sudden, Jiven, that you haven't seen Alar all morning since you've been awake.
Interesting. So
What does it mean, bro?
it looks like Alar's writing, if I'm not mistaken.
What? Alar? What duty does Alar have? He spends all of his time staring at the stars. It's literally his whole job.
I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna go on the hunt for Alar. Is it still raining?
It's still pouring outside.
Oh, he's
You
a
gonna,
wizard. I bet he didn't walk out, did he? You son of a bitch.
Would you like me to find him?
Do I need you to find him? Oh, bro.
I wait for these guys rummaging around inside the building.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the roof and see if I can see him.
Alright, as soon as you open the door, you're soaked. The trapdoor opens and just a sheet of rain pours down on you. Rain pours into the opening where the trapdoor was. It's come up over the guard around to keep loose water from just pouring in. And I mean, it just splashes down onto the floor. Rain's just pelting you guys.
So in other
Okay.
words, it's dark.
It's dark.
Dark.
But I'm
Okay.
on the first floor.
It's heavily obscured.
Okay. So we're not gonna be able to see anything up here. Like it's still that heavy, I guess is what I'm saying. Because you said it was like
Mhm.
bad sheets earlier. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, I'll go back inside. Asshole. All right. I'm gonna wake everybody up and tell them I can't find AR.
Okay, everyone at this point is awakened who hasn't already been awake to Ratu saying that try as he might in this 20 by 20 box, he can't seem to find it. He's not on the roof, and he's not within the 3 feet you can see in front of your face outside.
Has he spoken to anybody?
He left this note, and I already read it myself. And it
Oh,
said,
really?
no, Jiven read it, and it says duty calls.
Duty.
Anyone know what that means?
As far as I understand, he only has responsibilities to his patron.
His what?
You know, the evil thing that gives him power.
Wait a minute. The thing that gives him power is evil?
Well, I
It might
assume.
be. Well, let's just say it's ambiguous.
Have you seen the
That's
guy?
beside the point.
Clearly.
What? What do you mean clearly?
Well,
I mean,
don't, wait a minute. Don't judge by looks now.
Okay, we'll judge by
yeah.
the fact that he's an asshole.
Well, but to be fair, so is Jiven, and yet
What's,
might not be evil.
So am I, but I don't summon demons.
Well, first of all, just because you summon a demon doesn't mean you're bad.
All right,
I mean,
all right, hold on.
True
Alar
enough,
is
the
missing.
only people that have ever summoned demons that I've seen were bad.
None of
beside
this
the
is
point.
helping us find Alar.
Can we find Alar?
Evidently,
Should we
we're
find
going
Alar?
to Find Alar.
well, if he left us a note,
Evidently left.
I think he had something else to do.
Well, that's pretty obvious.
Well,
What do
let
we
him
know
do it.
about him?
If he wanted us to find him, he would have told us where to go.
Right.
Nobody asked Alar what he wanted. I don't care if Alar wants. Here's where my mind's at, and maybe all the rest of you have forgotten that Alar can kill 3 bugbears with a wave of his hand.
Oh, don't forget something like that. And evil.
And so when the next
That's the
time,
evil.
when the next time the ancient dragon comes from the sky and tries to kill us, I think it would be nice if we had a guy that could kill it back.
Well, I'm pretty sure he was the only one deader than me last time.
That's fair. That's a valid point.
That could
Hold on
be
a second. Hold on a second.
Listen, I
didn't
like
Aylar
Alar a lot, but
No,
he
you
does die an awful lot.
Didn't
Listen.
he tell us? Didn't he tell us the first day we met him that he was looking for something? Did he find what he was looking for in the Wave Echo cave?
I don't know. I don't even know what he was looking for. All I know
wasn't with
is
you guys when you guys first joined up.
right. Here's what I know. I know if that wizard dies that easily with the 5 of us around, how easy is he going to die by himself? And secondly, I sure would like to have his spells to kill a dragon. That's what I know.
I know
Does
that you
anybody
said A,
disagree?
and secondly, I don't think you know B.
Listen,
Maybe
about to
maybe his patron called him to duty.
okay, let's just pretend like more than one of us wants Alar back. What are we going to do to get him back?
Why don't you ask the other person who wants him?
I think it's up to
Oh my
us.
God, Dwarf, I'm going to murder you.
Okay, but seriously, duty calls. He's going to do something for his patron. He's not going to be somewhere we can find him. When he's done, he'll come back. I don't see the problem.
I see a problem. I just don't see the
If he
solution.
doesn't want us to find him, we're not going to find him.
All right. It's fine. I guess I'll just wait for his dead body to wash up in the river. You guys will be all happy.
Well, looking at the river as it stands, with this rain, I don't think he's not going to show up at all.
God,
If you want to find him in the
what's it like
river,
to be you every day. That's got to be difficult.
well, if I get tired of being me, I just turn into something else.
Okay, so the question is, are we going to try and move out in this rain?
Only if we can get across the river.
Well, he said we can get across the river if we go now. If we wait, there's no telling if the river keeps rising.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
We're trying to get towards Red Larch. Is that right?
Yeah, we are trying to get to Red Larch, right?
You are trying to get to Red Larch to go north to Tribor. That's where Sildar said he's meeting his contacts.
Okay.
You know Rydoth will be there. Because he said so. Actually, I take that back. I think first Rydoth was the one to tell you all that you would be meeting at Tribor after you rescued Sildar.
So
Okay.
are we heading towards the long road and then going up it? Or are we
That's
trying
probably
to?
the best bet.
Okay, well, begrudgingly, Ratu will start getting everything picked up so we can go across the river without the elf. I'm sure he's fine in whatever third circle of hell he's in right now.
The Goliath starts herding the cats out the door.
Nice. Thane, you pull the door shut on the instant fortress as you walk outside, and you're greeted to the dreariest morning you could imagine. It actually reeks, Corval, to you, it reeks of dangerous weather. In the sense that the skies are very foreboding. You see a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning. The rain is absolutely pouring down.
Okay.
You can see for about 60 feet. And it's tough to see that far. You don't see well in that 60 feet.
Okay,
So-
butter whacking. Who's carrying the fortress?
The Futterwacken in the fortress shrinks back
Gibber.
down in an instant, poof, back down to a cube sitting in a giant puddle in the grass.
I think you should keep it, Kane.
Yeah, you can carry it if you want to.
I'll
It
scoop,
was
I'll
carrying.
scoop it up and put it in my belt pouch.
Okay.
And let's head for the bridge and get across the river while we still can.
Agreed.
Yeah, this weather does not look good.
Let's try and stay under the trees. I do not like being the tallest one in the party in metal armor.
And as Kane is saying this, walking towards the bridge, he sinks in like 2 feet of mud. Just.
Oh, glorious.
Mm-hmm.
And all of you soon find that you are stepping in just as deep of mud as you walk in this place that is not really a worn road, but more of a path just to the bridge and over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's clear it's going to be very difficult as you traverse this terrain.
During some silence of all of us just trudging through all of this terribleness, I'll say, Alar almost died yesterday. This wouldn't be the first time I've seen someone run away after a close call. Well, I don't know if we'll ever see him again.
That's perhaps the most dismal outtake I've heard from you yet, Wilhelm. Right.
I've never claimed to be an optimist. Just
All right.
life is life. This is real.
Why am I the only one that seems to like the elf? And I don't like him that much.
Maybe it's just this weather. Can we figure out how we're getting out of here?
Let's get on the path as best we can. Okay, navigation.
So is the goal here to just get across this bridge at the moment?
I have no clue where I'm going.
Hey, Cody.
You're following me.
Cody, are we just trying to get across the bridge right now? Like that's our goal?
I'm just prepping the trek by using the bridge as a narrative tool.
Okay.
You guys are already well on your way.
Okay.
Jason probably said what he said maybe an hour into your guys' travel, is what
Okay.
I'm assuming, for narrative purposes.
Yeah.
So vision is what I'm looking for. Oh, nope. The environment, vision and light. Heavily obscured. Let's see.
Raindrops are falling
Yeah.
on my
So
head.
it's lightly obscured for the 60 feet in front of you, and it's heavily obscured past that. So you did roll that at disadvantage. However, an 18 was fitting. Just since we did talk about this, let's take a moment. Everyone go to your character sheet, open up the cog, and change your rolls to never rolling at advantage.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and we're gonna
Advantage?
never roll at
Never
advantage.
roll.
That way you always roll once, because we were having this conversation, and it does make sense that it has a lot to do with whether or not you would use your inspiration to re-roll if you knew you rolled 2 threes, as opposed to people who hadn't played it that way, and it makes sense. So
Sure.
let's just be consistent with that, everyone, if you don't mind. Let's change that here. And Rick, I'm gonna
that's
go ahead and
already
take
how
that
I-
18.
Is that correct? That's already how I'm rolling with just the one.
Yep.
You just
Yeah,
get one.
you should only roll one thing all the time. Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay, so but we will take that 18, and we'll say that since you're right there at the river, it was very easy, knowing that it pretty much runs north and south, specifically right here. Or kind of, northeast and southwest, that you head off in the general direction that you know the long road to travel and Red Larch to be on. You all walk a little bit. The conversation is had. After about 4 hours, you guys realize that you've made it about 6 miles traveling at a normal pace. and the rain is so intense that everyone is just soaked. There's no way that you can't not be soaked. It's blowing in from every direction. It's hitting you straight in the face. It's going in your hood from the front. It's you're stepping in it up to your knees in certain places, and everyone is just soaked to the bone and has been for hours now. And we're gonna go ahead and have everyone make a fortitude save.
Constitution?
A constitution, excuse me. There's my old 3.5 kicking in.
Oof.
Nothing wrong with your
This reminds me
3.5.
of home.
Home. This is what your home is like all the time?
If you're not on the rocks, you're in the mud.
Who we missing here?
I don't think I'd like your home. It's my computer. Can you roll it for me?
Roll it. Ratu.
The old man's getting tired.
It's the old man. That's funny.
In heavy armor.
Sure wish we had a wizard who could help with that.
Ratu, it's probably just because Alar's gone and it's affecting you more psychologically than it usually would physically. But the rain is really getting to you. Wilhelm, with what you wear, your armor, all of your undergarments and everything, like, you're just chafing like crazy. And you just can't take it anymore. Like, every step that you take.
I'm trying not to show that to the other guys.
Right. So both of you guys take a level of exhaustion.
Oh, suck.
There's no
Okay.
place to mark that, is there?
No.
Okay.
Cody, is there a way for you to record it so we don't forget?
I will.
You can throw it in like another resource box on your sheet.
Sorry. I'm making a
Alright.
couple of hot dogs.
And you guys continue to travel for the next 4 hours. And you make it about another 6 miles in this muck.
Oh my gosh, in 6 hours?
Yeah.
This is brutal.
In 4 hours, yeah. You make it about 6 miles. You guys travel 12 miles today.
Ugh. Alright, well, let's butterwhack and get in out of the rain.
You don't actually say that, do you? It's in
Oh,
someone's pocket.
That would be awesome.
You
Too late,
take 8,000 bludgeoning damage.
It's pretty ridiculous. Let's look and see.
No, I would not do that unless I knew that,
10d10 bludgeoning.
Yeah. No, I would not do that to Kane. I like Kane. Now, right now, I don't like.
It does
I don't
specifically say it has to be on the ground.
Like, now, at the moment, I don't like the dwarf very much, so I might, pull it over his head and send it.
Okay, so does everybody want to go ahead and camp and dry out?
Yeah, Ratu's gonna. He's not in a very good. Ratu goes and curls up on the second floor away from everybody else, and he goes to sleep. He's like, "Screw you, hippies." He doesn't say that, but it's kind of how he acts.
Okay, I guess we set up the fortress underneath the tree, butterwhack, and everybody goes inside to dry off.
Not going to be able to build a fire today. That's
Yeah.
probably the other question. Hello?
I think Jimmy can.
I mean, I guess you could let you make an effort, but I'm assuming that the firewood around here would be soaked, is my thought.
I hear him say that, I produce a ball of flame and I just say, warm up.
Yeah, Ratu is grumpy and he goes to bed.
I guess I'm gonna strip down, hang my armor to dry off, try and get comfortable and get some rest.
Okay.
I look over at Wilhelm and say, Cleric, you have a moment?
Of course.
And we go find a corner.
Just as I am also trying to remove my armor and my waterlogged clothing.
I just say, let me be blunt. I know I'm never the optimistic type, but despite my gruff tone, I fully expect Aylar to return. What reason do you have for such pessimism?
It's not pessimism. It's experience. It's understanding that sometimes when things get tough, people fight, people flee. And Aylar did nearly die last time facing that dragon. Happened in seconds. I know there's another power in his life, but I don't know if he has faith in that power. I don't understand this power in his life. I don't know if he understands this other energy, this being, this patron, as you've said. He may not be ready. I've seen it happen before. He may just be afraid or uncertain. I don't know. I'm not being pessimistic.
I may not be a smart man. I may not be an insightful one. But at no point has that funny looking, whatever you want to call him. He's just weird. He's never come across with me as scared.
Well, he's never also faced death like he did yesterday.
I don't know. We killed a dragon once. He's killed a lot of other things. I don't think he's the type that just runs. No, without a purpose. And I've met a few warlocks. They're all kind of sketchy in my book, dealing with unnatural things and whatnot. But I think he'll be back when he's done doing what he needs to do.
So Jiven will walk up and tell you guys he senses dragons within a mile of it.
Oh, really?
Within a mile.
I get my armor back on as quickly as possible.
I don't think fighting is going to be the best way to deal with it. If we've learned anything, I think it should be that.
Yeah, but I'd rather not face them naked.
No, I'm not suggesting that.
How do we hide?
Well, I don't think this fort's going anywhere.
If they're within a mile of us, they already see the fort.
I don't think hiding is the option. I think it's being prepared.
By the way, Ratu is still sleeping on the second floor, so he didn't hear any of this.
Well, Corval, you said it. You said it yourself. He might be shady, unusual. We don't know what to expect.
So Jiven will rush up the stairs to wake up Ratu and inform him of the dragon.
So I don't know if there's any use in wondering what we should expect other than the unexpected. So let's just figure out what we're going to do about keeping ourselves being spotted by another dragon.
Fair enough.
Chivin,
All right. Rachi rushes down the stairs. Where's the dragon?
Within a mile of us, like I was saying.
Cody
That's
did
all we
post
know.
something else.
That's all I know for sure. Yes.
The sense does fade. You feel like perhaps it was just maybe traveling through your ranged area. Again, you can't really tell how close, how far, how many, anything like that. Just whether or not they're there.
I cast it at second level because I had an extra second.
So that's what I'm
level
saying.
to burn.
So
and
after
it
like
makes sense to burn the highest one I have before I rest. So
like after like a minute, because you have it for 2.
Right.
So or 1, right? You said you cast it at 3rd.
at second level, I should have it for 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. So, like I'm saying, like, it fades. You can still sense, but it's gone.
Is using this fortress the best thing right now? We could perhaps use it as a decoy. We could use the fortress here and then actually stay 200 yards away.
A legendary dragon would have a hard time just eating us in here versus out of here. They wouldn't have such a hard time.
Rachi points to everybody with his axe and he says, when you all come to an idea, what we're gonna do, you can wake me up and I will do it.
I will sleep wherever, but yes,
I think
anything that attacks us, dragons included.
Would be nice to have a wizard.
I think the dragon left. Sorry, it was a false alarm.
Well, I think the weather, surely we can all tell that our 2 of our members were getting pretty ragged towards the end there.
Cody, do I have any sense of whether this is normal?
What's
Just
that,
an
the weather?
extreme, yeah, just sort of an extreme normal weather event, or perhaps something abnormal, like unnatural.
Do you obviously have the nature skill, right?
I actually don't have proficiency in nature. I don't know why.
That's hilarious. Go ahead and make a nature check for me anyway.
Okay. Nope.
Oh, yeah.
You can assume that late summer storms are just as common here as where you usually spend your late summers, but it's impossible for you to be sure.
Okay.
Alright, so you guys eventually everything settles down, everyone crashes out for the night, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You guys
Everybody
wake up the next...
taking their turn on watch,
Okay. The night goes
no.
off without a hitch.
I'll note that Wilhelm, even though I said that this might be normal to expect someone from leaving, I don't sleep all that well. I am concerned about Alar's disappearance.
Okay, do I hear this discussion as far as Alar goes that's been going on between these guys?
I had pulled him
I'm
into a
not
corner,
hiding.
but I wasn't making it especially private. So if you were trying to listen, you probably could have heard us.
Yeah, I wasn't being careful either.
Okay, because I would just say, being someone that was pulled away from my normal routine and sent on a quest, I understand when he says duty calls, it had to be somebody that he had more of a duty to than us, which means that it had to be important to him. As much as we might miss him, we have to respect that there was something more important that he had to take care of. And I can understand this having been pulled away from my life and sent on the quest that I'm on.
Could be. Did we? Do we know that? Does Alar know where we are headed? Will he be able to find us?
He knows
He
Tribor.
knows we're going to Red Larch and eventually to Tribor.
Tribor. Well,
He knows everything we know so far.
regardless of the situation, I'm looking at Corval. I do hope to see him again now or tomorrow or in Tribor sometime soon.
Hey, Cody.
Yeah.
Exhaustion. Does it come back after a good night's rest?
No.
Okay.
You
What
lose,
about,
I believe you lose all your exhaustion after a good night's rest.
well, yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, do you get it? Do you rejuvenate? I guess is what I was trying to say.
I think it's just you get one level back of exhaustion.
Okay.
I think
There are
so.
other ways. There are other ways to get your exhaustion back. But a long rest will recover one level.
And I actually messed up. I should have had you guys roll another save.
Oh, great.
You're camped out for the night, and if anybody just wants to back for me, that
Well, you mean in order to get rid of it? You mean?
yeah, you lose one level of exhaustion, or do you lose all levels of exhaustion?
Oh well, I mean, I can roll if you want me to.
Just one.
Oh, you lose one? Yeah, you need everyone to roll again. When you guys finally decide to set up camp after that last 4 hours of travel, I
Okay.
need everyone to make another DC 15 Constitution save. And
And I'm feeling good.
Oh, nice. The dwarf made it.
So is this Cody? Cody, is this to check if we recovered that one lost level or if we lose an additional level?
it's to check and see if you lose an additional level. The only way you can lose a level of exhaustion, like to regain your normal setting, is to sleep a long rest.
Okay. So we're about to take a long rest. Is that correct?
Correct, but I'm trying to determine who has 2 levels of exhaustion, if any.
I do.
Gotcha.
I have 2 levels. I do. Wilhelm does.
Okay.
Jim now
Ooh,
has
ooh,
one level.
Yeah, Jim had one. Do I take a penalty to my check?
You take a penalty to, I think, all skill checks if you have 1 level of exhaustion. Your movement speed is halved if you have 2.
That's correct. Yeah.
So it says disadvantage on ability checks.
Excuse
but
me,
not
ability
saves.
checks.
This is an ability. Oh, not saves?
It's so I don't know. I'm pretty sure exhaustion is a con save. It might be a con check.
It's con save.
No, I'm sure
So
it's
no.
a but, okay,
So
so, it's,
then no.
so that doesn't count. Okay.
No, it doesn't count. The disadvantage doesn't count.
Okay.
Affect any of your attacks, spell casting, things like that. Skill checks, but not saving throws.
So Wilhelm will actually still be exhausted when he wakes up, but the rest of us will be fine.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
So if we don't have to fight anybody, we'll have to roll all his attacks at disadvantage.
No, it's not attacks. It's just ability checks. Level 1 exhaustion. Disadvantage on ability checks.
So if you were trying to break down a door,
Yeah.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Or, yeah, insight, perception, all of those. Alright.
Right.
Alright, so as you all put up the fodder whacking and go inside, you all notice that Jiven looks pretty exhausted too, and Wilhelm looks just doubly so exhausted. He's just dragging his feet walking in the door, just barely moving. His armor's chafing him so bad he just walks bow-legged,
I'm gonna
Okay.
take twice as long to remove my armor, unless anybody helps, and then I'm gonna go to sleep right away. I don't think I'm gonna stay up to take a watch, but unless no one else is, I will still volunteer to stay up for a watch.
Um,
All right. All right, you guys are making me say it. I'll take first watch, guys.
I don't have infravision, so
The epic music behind the first watch argument.
I mean, we didn't actually travel a full day, so if I take first watch, it'll still be as light as it's going to be, right?
Well, you guys did travel a full day. You traveled for 8 hours. You just went half as far.
Well, yeah, but I mean, daylight is usually more like 12 to 16 hours, isn't it?
yeah, in the summertime, it would be more than 8 hours of daylight. Yeah. So
The idea being that you're only going to get one long rest in, whether you take it from midnight to 8 or from 8 to 4, you know?
Right,
Because you can only
yeah.
have one long rest in a 24-hour period.
right, and he's saying so. At least if he takes his first, he can still see as good as
Right.
he's ever going to be able to see in the rain.
Right.
So yeah. So
Kane,
you're fine. Go ahead and take your first watch there.
Kane, it's okay. I can take it. You rest. I can still take this, Kane.
The cleric pats the giant on the arm, kind of lovingly.
Okay.
Ratu sticks his head through the floor and says, "Priest, if you don't go to bed, I'll knock you out myself and drag you over to the god. Go to sleep and let the giant take the watch. Get some rest. We'll wake you up when it's your turn."
Are you making an intimidation check?
Do I need to?
Yes, and make an opposing insight check, please.
Oh, jeez.
Intimidate.
I might be old, but I'm not useless.
You will be if you don't get rest.
I wasn't saying anything about useless. I meant as far as me being able to see anything. The only time I'm going to be any good is while there's still a little bit of daylight.
Well, you and I, Kane, are in the same boat. So
Okay.
let my experience, my age, take precedence here. I'll stay and take a look and take a watch.
Okay. I'll lay down.
I'll take a second watch.
All right.
So Ratu just throws his hands up. It's really hard to be the dumbest and the smartest person in the group. It makes it really. It makes it a really.
Watching all this, and he finally asks, how old are you anyway?
Old enough. You watch your tongue there, young man.
Young man says
Somehow I think
he
the
says to the
growls
elf.
have a few years on them.
And Jimmy just kind of winks and looks off to the side like, huh. How old do humans get? And he just kind of wanders off to the side.
All right, so I'm watching at disadvantage. But it's early in the evening,
Okay.
summer evening.
Alright, you guys run watches. Everyone gets their rest. The rain continues to lull you to sleep through the arrow slits in the walls. The darkness comes but never really goes as you all wake up at the last, shreds of the evening, and you can see that the sky has grown a little less than black outside. It's a dark gray. The rain is continuing to pour down. You start, even just looking out the arrow slits at the weather, you start to see standing water pooling up in the flatlands. And you're kind of at the base of hills right now. You guys can kind of see it's a fairly clear shot. There's very little tree stands between you and the horizon, where you know that because you're moving towards the Sword Mountains. So you have the Sword Mountains kind of in the background. They're not that far away. But you're kind of moving to the northwest. So as you guys wake up that morning, go ahead and make me another navigation check before we start traveling here.
Do we
I'm
all
assuming
make that,
Corval-
or
No, the navigator does.
okay?
Alright. Alright, so you all continue on through the rain. It appears as though Corval has his bearings as he kind of leads the pack. You know, imagine your traveling montage with the sad music, you know, and the rain and the thunder pouring. And Alar's gone, and Phantom's just been destroyed. You know, people have just been absolutely devastated by the havoc that's been, you know, wrought upon them by the Cult of the Dragon. And, you know, you guys are just slugging through mud, sometimes waist deep now, you know. Just these soft fields of grass have just turned to mush, you know.
Jeez, I'm gonna need to go get another drink now.
That sounds like a good idea. I think I'm gonna go do that.
Are you providing food for everyone, or should we be marking rations off for this trip?
Jiven's hunting.
Yeah, I was gonna say between me
Between
and
Corval and
If
the three of
Corval's
us.
leading everybody, Jiven's gonna go ahead and, since he doesn't have to concentrate on where we're going.
yeah, and I can help with that too. So
Okay.
we should be able to feed everyone.
You've done a good job of collecting, you know, whatever source of protein you can, tadpoles, and hunting what little game you stumble upon in the, you know, 60-foot radius that you can actually see.
We come across any overflown streams, maybe I'd catch a fish or something.
Right. And you guys travel. The morning that you wake up, you can tell that Wilhelm still a little under the weather and not moving quite so well.
How much ground does it seem like we're gonna make today? I mean, like we made 6 miles the day before, right?
You made 12 miles in the day. You can travel 24 a day at a normal pace, and you all did not say that you changed your pace from normal.
Right.
So you moved 12 instead because it's all difficult terrain.
And does it look like the terrain's gonna be even worse today?
It's going to be the same. It's not going to get any more difficult than difficult terrain.
Okay.
Although I'm wondering if I shouldn't make Corval make that survival check at disadvantage just because of the weather. I don't know how that works with navigation.
How does that work with my opposing natural explorer?
What was your favorite terrain?
It was mountains, but I'm working on grasslands for level 6.
Okay. Well, you don't have it yet, though.
I
so...
do not have it yet, but I'm working on it.
So that doesn't apply.
It's weird though because in 15 minutes when we're walking through a forest, he's gonna be like, "But I'm working on forests for level 6."
No, bro. It's gonna stick with grasslands. Because that's what we've been going through, so that's what he'll gain experience in.
It makes sense. And by the way, every single one of you gets inspiration. I don't know if you guys have noticed, it's been a fantastic session. All the role-playing and I've tried to just shut up and let you guys do it, and you've done a great job of pacing yourselves. And all the role-playing, I love it. Keep it up. Everybody has inspiration.
Yay! Thank
And so when you guys wake up... When you guys shut up. When you guys wake up, it's just as dreary as it was before. You say Futterwhack, and the fortress shrinks down, just like your spirits in this awful stormy weather. And you all continue on.
Did we need to do a con check?
You do after the first 4 hours of travel. Yep. So halfway through the day, again.
So before we settle down, when we're getting to that point, I'm gonna go ahead and cast on Wilhelm.
Okay.
Get some advantage on Constitution check. And she has
target. Let's see, it's 2d6 temporary hit points each are lost. Okay, so the 17.
So, Jason, you get advantage, so you get to roll again.
He did. He got a 13. So
Yeah.
who hasn't rolled?
Thank you.
Kane still needs to roll. Ratu needs to roll.
Oh yeah, sorry. Ooh.
Kane, you have no problem. You're just like meh. Okay, so Jiven and Corval and Ratu.
Yep.
What about it is causing a Constitution save?
It's just the going through all the weather and the
Traveling
all
in
that stuff.
hard weather.
It's the exact same as pushing yourself beyond what you can travel in a normal day. Every hour you have to roll to not take a level of exhaustion.
Gotcha. But this is every 4 hours instead.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. So whew, I have not been killing my con saves,
All right.
which is weird because I get a +6. So you would think.
This is perfect.
So
What's perfect?
This as the reasoning why he gains great experience through the grasslands.
It is. That's true. That's perfect. So the only people who don't really seem to be super affected by this, Kane, you do fine. But Wilhelm, you still continue to carry one level as you slug through this mud and help, pull people out when they get stuck, and because you guys are getting stuck in the mud, it's happening.
Yeah.
right, pretty often.
You have no choice, like you guys are. Imagine in our travel montage that there's instances where like Ratu's stuck up to his armpits in mud, and all of you guys are holding each other by the waist, like comic style, like pulling to try and get him out of the mud. Like it's unbelievable.
Okay.
You guys are just covered from head to toe. I mean, in dirt and shit, just
right.
And just slugging, like, head down. You look like Frodo walk into the last leg of Mordor. You're just like, you guys look battered. And you stop, you eat what's been found, and you begin moving again. You travel another 4 hours as far as you possibly can. It's completely uneventful. Corval does a good job of trying to pick the best possible path, but as you guys pass hill after hill after hill and still just seeing the mountains and no road before you, it just gets so damn depressing. Kane, you're the only one that's really standing up to this well. And you guys stop. You figure you made about another 12 miles today.
Okay.
Or, yeah, all day.
Futter whacking. Second story. Go to sleep.
You guys have plenty of water to drink, I'm assuming, because you're collecting rainwater.
Oh, I thought you meant in person, because yes, I'm
Jivens.
drinking Blue Moon. So.
Jivens going around and filling everybody's water skin with water as he goes out hunting, and Corval's kind of leading, and everybody else is just marching in a line. You guys go to sleep. You wake up the next morning, creaky bones, and few words are said. You guys futter whacking the fort back down. You begin traveling yet again. Everyone that had
Cody,
one level of
Cody,
what?
but I hate to interrupt you, but were we supposed to make a second save before we went to bed last night?
Oh yeah, excuse me. You were. Thank you for reminding
You're
me.
welcome. Because I'm hoping to fail another one. So I'm really excited.
Good job.
Okay.
Thanks, Luke. Great job.
Good God, Wilhelm. Son of a bitch.
Oh,
I did fail another one. Are you kidding me right now?
Oh man, Kane is just rocking this.
yeah.
And he's got 2 levels of exhaustion.
So, Jason, you wake up in the morning and you're not exhausted. Lucas, you wake up in the morning and you're still exhausted. Jim, you're fine. Corval, you wake up in the morning and you're still exhausted. Jim, and you wake up and you're still exhausted.
Yeah, so me, Jiven, and Corval do not feel well right now.
That's right.
Who has 2 levels? Because that slows.
No one has 2 right now.
No one
Yeah.
does. Oh, we took a rest. That gets rid
Yeah.
of 1
Right.
plus
Yeah.
1. Got it.
Okay.
But we might be about to have 2 if we fail our
Right.
You guys set out for the first 4 hours. Jiven, you find very little food. You guys end up just eating scraps of edible grasses and roots. The rain is getting to the point where you can almost ignore it, except for the fact that you can't see anything. Yeah, you're still not there yet. Don't worry.
I'm trying to figure out how close we are. I don't know how much more of this I can take.
You guys travel for 4 hours. You slam down into a mud bank to rest your legs. Everyone, go ahead and roll another save for me.
Oh no!
Do you
Here
want
we
us to
go.
just go ahead and make 2 right now? We can just make 2. Constitution. God, Jim, did you just make it again?
I think Jim carries.
At this point, where does one end and the other begin?
So
Who
at
hasn't
some
rolled
point
here?
in time during all this, apparently Jiven twisted his ankle.
Yep.
Ratu, did you roll again?
No, this is my first one for the day.
Yeah, guys,
All right.
my
So,
ankle.
Jiven, you have 2 levels of exhaustion. Everybody else passed.
Okay. And do we need to make one more before the end of the night?
So, if just remember, if you have 1 level, if you have 2 levels, you now presently have someone that has 2 levels, so you can only travel 3 miles a day.
Corval
my
turns into
gosh.
a riding horse.
Or excuse me, 3 miles every 4 hours instead of 6.
Okay.
Like I said, my ankle.
Cool.
My ankle, guys.
Okay. I'm
And
gonna start.
Corval wild shaped into a riding horse.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, you could still only travel the 6 then, but yes, it would definitely. You could definitely do that. But I'm gonna say
Oh,
that
that's
you're
a
gonna
good
make
idea.
that.
Why would that
I'm gonna
limit?
say you're gonna make that exhaustion check at disadvantage then, because you're carrying someone all day, right?
Okay.
That's true.
But the idea is we would be able to travel
Yes,
at the
correct.
standard, right? Okay.
Correct. Unless
But,
you then
yeah.
took 2 levels of exhaustion. So,
Okay,
I'm only at
so
one right now, so
all right.
so everybody needs to make one more.
but
And
Corval is
Corval's
at
going to make it a
disadvantage.
disadvantage. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Right now I have 1 level.
No.
And it's
Oh.
funny because you wrote "damn mud."
Well, hold on a second. Jiven doesn't have to
Jiven?
make.
It was
Isn't he
Jiven.
being carried? Yeah.
Jiven's being
The
carried.
rain is still exhausting you.
I'm
Okay.
casting enhanced ability on myself to offset my
I'm
disadvantage.
having to put weight on that foot. I see.
Okay, that's understandable, Rick.
God.
Roll
dang.
for Rick.
Oh no,
I clear it.
you clear it.
Good.
All
Oh, you're
right,
the
so
only one?
Hold on a
Jiven, you
second.
now have 3 levels of exhaustion,
Okay, so I'm feeling great, guys.
which means that you are disadvantaged on attack rolls and saving throws, as well as speed habit, as well as disadvantage on ability checks.
Corval, you have to roll another one because you're at disadvantage.
No,
No,
he
I
took
also-
that
he-
enhanced ability.
He offset it.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, so is Jiven the only one with 3?
Yes.
Who has 2?
I just rolled. I got 2.
Well,
All
say,
right,
I'm
and you're
pretty
about
sure I'm tracking it there.
Yeah,
So
Steve's
this is
tracking.
this is before we rest tonight or in the
Pretty
morning.
sure my ankle's broke, guys.
Yeah, this is part of the-
If this
All
is
right.
in the morning, I should be clear.
No, you guys rest now. So Jiven
Yes.
has 2, Jason has none,
0.
Ratu has
Yeah.
1, Corval has none, Kane has none.
Hey,
I'm,
As
we're
soon as
waking up
Jiven
in the
says-
morning and my ankle's
Thank you,
not
Steve.
any better. I think something's really wrong with it.
as soon
And
as
they're
he
like,
says,
too
I think
bad, fudder whacking.
As soon as he says, I think my. You're gonna. Ratu says, yeah, too bad it's not your jaw. And he keeps walking. Oh, God. Okay,
In
so,
the morning, I'm going to riding horse again and give Jiven a ride.
All right, you guys travel for 4 hours. You can tell that at this point the rain has gotten to serious like flash flood issues, and it doesn't affect the number of times you're going to have to do it, but it is going to affect the DC.
oh, God. Are you kidding me right now? So what is it, 18? Is it 18 now?
Would a horse have to make it? If it's going at our pace?
Yes, everything has to make it traveling through the absolute wilderness. You guys aren't even on a road.
Okay, so we make 2 more?
Lunchtime.
All right,
Are
lunchtime.
we going
Oh,
diagonal? I thought we were going to go straight for the road.
Yeah.
Everyone roll their first round.
God,
Lucas,
no.
Corval,
Freaking
Jason,
was.
Jim.
Oh no.
So
you get an
unfortunately,
exhaustion point. You get
None of us made it.
everyone failed this time.
Everybody gets an exhaustion point.
It is very
Oh,
difficult to
Jiven.
move through the wild and flash flood weather.
So Jiven starts coughing up blood all of a sudden.
That's right.
Like, oh shit!
People, characters die after a certain amount of exhaustion, I
Six.
think.
6
Yeah,
points.
we may have to stop.
Oh,
It may come to that.
All right,
and
you
I'm
guys,
sorry, a cleric has no power over this until level 9. So,
Can you bless people for checks or something?
That's true. Yeah, you're right. I could be, but that last
It's a
1
save
minute.
is not a check, though, right?
Yeah.
You're talking.
Oh yeah.
So if you have a save, though, if you have something for an advantage on a save, it's a good time to throw it out. So after 4 hours, Jiven, you're hurting at 3, Wilhelm 1, Ratu 2, Corval 1, Kane 1. Thank you again, Steve, for that. You guys pick up and move from lunch. Am I correct?
Yep.
Okay. You guys continue against the weather, just pushing as hard as you can. At this point, you're literally just barely keeping from walking on all fours all the time. The wind is blowing extra hard. The rain is still pouring down. This is like the 4th day of thunderstorms that you've experienced. The 3.5, maybe 4th day of thunderstorms. So you guys have been doing nothing but sloshing through the rain. And I forget that Sildar is actually with you, so excuse the fact that I've just left him out of your party's descriptions. But he's been, we'll say he's been really quiet, and he's been writing a lot. Like he's trying to get something out. He doesn't want to be bothered. You guys all wake up in the morning, and for the benefit of the doubt, we're going to say he is not going to hold the party back any more than the party's going to hold itself back. Is that fair?
Right. No, it's fine.
So,
It's fine. All right, so everybody needs to save again, right?
so you need to save again for the last half of the day.
Huzzah! Wait a minute. I probably still didn't make it, did I? Because you said that
still
DC.
didn't make it.
Son of a bitch.
Jiven, you're still rolling at advantage there.
Yeah, that's disadvantage, sir.
No, you're double. Oh, because you have option to set it.
Yeah.
Why are you rolling at disadvantage?
He's at 3 points, and you get
3,
disadvantage
I
on
roll a
saving throws
disadvantage
now.
on saving throws.
Oh shit, that sucks. So
Yeah.
you're 4 levels of exhaustion right now.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Thank you. Jiven
So-
4, Wilhelm 1, Ratu 3, Corval 2, Kane 1.
So right now, Jiven's about to die. I am looking ridiculous rough right now. I mean, like I'm barely making it. And Kane looks like he maybe took a long jog.
Yes. It is very clear that Jiven may have laughed about it, but he was not joking when he said he think he broke his ankle. He thought he
Gotcha.
broke his ankle, excuse me, and he has started actually coughing up blood. You've noticed that he's tried to hide it, but he's clearly sick.
All right.
Okay.
I'm
Just
I'm gonna
reposting
sug-
this that Steve posted earlier for reference.
I'm gonna suggest that after tonight's sleep,
Let's go
maybe
for 6.
maybe we only go half a day's travel.
I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to go in. I
In
think
our
we need to.
fortress, how long will it stay up? We double up on our rest, or does it only stay available for like 8 hours? Or
No, I
It
think
stays
you-
until you say the command word.
I think it auto resets in 24 hours. Let me look it up real quick.
Instant Fortress? What are you asking about?
How long can we leave it up?
As long as you want. Until you say the command word.
I didn't think there was. a
We
time
can
limit on
technically
it, but I
set it
wanted
up
to check.
somewhere and leave
live
it
in
there
it.
for a week and then come back to it.
Yeah.
Right.
It'd still be there
It
unless
just says
some
remains
wandering
until you-
person knew to say Firewhack.
Okay. We may need to go ahead and set up and do a double rest.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that that's the wise thing to do here. So we're gonna go ahead and rest the whole next day.
Okay.
Did we lose a
Steve,
day?
you gonna do the math on that real quick?
So it'll give us
So,
Well, if
Reduce
they
it
rest
more.
basically the whole next day, everyone will be at 0 again.
oh, that's right, because you're
Because
taking.
They do
Three
both
rests.
halves, which would put Jiven back at 0, and then unless they want to travel at night, they would have that overnight, and then the next morning they would all take over. They'd all take off at 0.
Isn't it per long rest, and you can only have a long rest every 24
Actually,
hours?
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys have
Oh,
to stay like 3
You'd have
days.
to stay like 2 or 3 days.
So
Let's
that's the
get-
very next morning. Jiven would have 3, Ratu 2, Corval 1.
So we might as well go ahead and. Well, shit.
We're still traveling. Are you still changing into a horse to carry Jiven?
Yep.
And he's
Okay.
using his spell to.
You guys
counteract
should
No,
be pretty
so-
close. If you've been traveling normal speed, except for what, half of yesterday?
Hey
that
Cody,
should
have
be
you
pretty
been
close, 'cause
moving?
Cody hasn't
I
moved
have.
that. Not the
I thought
past
we
day.
were I thought we were
Because
going
Ratu
to
did his check before the last day.
Okay.
And when
All
they
right.
took off,
I
they should
trust
have
you,
done the
Steve. I
first
know you've
half
been
at 6
listening, buddy.
miles, the second half at 3 miles.
And
They
I
did
realized
9 miles yesterday.
So you are there. You guys are just outside of Red Larch.
Okay, let's do it. Let's push through.
Well, taking off, you'd only be at
He would be at 3.
fine because Jiven would be on Corval, so you'd still be able to move at normal speed
Right.
until Ratu gets one more. No, is it 2 that speed is half?
It's
Yeah,
2
okay,
that
so no,
speed
you'd
is
still
half.
be moving at half. Because post rest, Ratu's still at 2.
Oh, excuse me.
But-
So they didn't go full 12.
My speed is still.
No, they did 9 the night before, or the
Yeah.
day before.
Yeah. So you guys
Okay.
still have about 3 miles, I think, to go.
Now my speed's a little faster than everybody else's that have speed. Does that make a difference? Because
You're
I'm
about-
at 40. So instead of 15,
We'll
I'm
say-
at 20.
We'll say that you're. Yeah, we'll just stay with that math. And we'll say that if you didn't go 12, that you went 9 and you were another 12 hours day travel out. So you got 3 hours. You got about 3 miles left, excuse me. You got about an hour's worth of travel before you start getting to Red Larch.
Okay. So we're gonna.
Which you could do in the first half.
Yeah, we're gonna pack it up and do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have a post rest on that day. Are you
Yeah,
guys
I already
all...
posted that yet.
That was Jiven at 3, Wilhelm 0, Ratu 2,
Yep.
Corval 1. Okay.
Yep.
So you guys are traveling at half speed, but you can still make it. So, alright. You guys
So do we
get
need to
there.
make more checks? Do we
Well,
need to
as
make
you
more-
arrive at Red Larch, you've been traveling for an hour, and it's per 4 hours of travel.
Okay.
So you make it there with no problem, and you get to see what you get to see about Red Larch. As you get
Okay.
closer to the town, you do notice that there are more and more trees, unique Corval you would know upon seeing to this specific area. In fact, it's this particular stand of trees, and the fury about them being cut down when this town was founded that gave it its name. Red Larch trees, Red Larch. It's kind of a farming area, and kind of has the quintessential long main street that goes through town with pretty much everything that you would need on the way through the main center of it, and farmhouses on the outskirts of town. It is situated on a fertile patch of land on the western outskirts of the Summer Hills, at a place where the Keldell Path and the Cairn Road meet the Long Road. Despite its small size, Red Larch offers many fine amenities, including the Alfei Shrine, a place of worship that caters to multiple faiths. The Swinging Sword, a respectable 3-story stone inn with a high-pitched roof, and the Helm at High Sun. The Helm at High Sun. And I would say, it doesn't really matter. Anybody that thinks that they would know that would know that. That it is, the Helmet High Sun is a ramshackle yet lively tavern. So, you do make it into town, and you arrive just in the nick of time, because Jiven doesn't look great.
We get Jiven to a freaking doctor like ASAP. Just ask the first person as soon as we get in town, where's the doctor? The priest.
Whatever.
Yeah, just whatever.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do for him. Hell, I probably would have tried doing this, but no avail.
You approach what appears to be a middle-aged man working outside, trying to take in from his field before it's destroyed anymore. Water has come up to the point that it's almost at the bases of people's houses. Some places look as though they have been abandoned. Water is, maybe a couple of inches up the bottom of the door, but all over the house you can tell. The fields, you can see just look like big lakes, but you can see the nubs of plants sticking out of them from, late summer harvest or whatever. And you guys come up on Red Larch, and it looks more than a little disparaged. Part of the town has been destroyed. It seems as though maybe there's been an attack recently. Parts of some buildings are charred. None of it too severe. Some buildings have been all out destroyed. It looks as though they're mending some fences as you come in. And as you speak to the man, he directs you. He tells you that there is a priest. There's a number of priests at the All Faith Shrine. And he says if you're looking for a place to rest, then to look no further than the Swinging Sword, which is somewhere on this map. I haven't taken the time to look. But...
You are fine. We are going to take... I'm actually holding Jiven on the horse, because I'm assuming he's not holding himself on the horse at this point. So I can hold him from one side, and Kane can hold him from the other, make sure he doesn't fall off. And we'll just try and get him to the priest.
Okay.
So, I will look at Wilhelm and say, maybe find a place with rooms and bath.
Yeah.
Hot baths.
Good hot meals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And
so we'll take Jiven to the All Faith Church.
mm-hmm.
Okay. You all approach as Wilhelm, I guess, goes to find lodging. The rest of you disperse with the limp drow through the rain, the muck in the streets, the wagon ruts, as deep as a man's leg now. People just barely travel out in it on anything other than foot. You see people's belongings moved outside their houses, places that have been everybody looks like they're just in a cloud of despair. You all find your way over to the shrine, which is an otherwise very peaceful place beside the rain. You make your way inside. You speak with a few of the acolytes there, and they direct you to one of the elders. And as you approach, you see a silver-haired elven man with very long, gaunt features and deep-set purple eyes. And he asks you the nature of your problem.
Just point to Jiven.
I tell him that we've been traveling through the mud and the weather, and it seems to have really just wore down our comrade, where he's just in really bad shape.
Get him down off. Let him see for himself.
He looks as you all set the body down. He says, of course, please. Allow us to care for your friend.
Alright, we'll carry him wherever he needs to go. Not very fast.
He says, here is fine. He says, we can treat him as we need to and move him as we like.
Okay, I'll just situate myself next to him and see what they do.
Okay. You see a few priests come in, and they start praying over him, and you start to see some serious stuff that you've never seen before. How long are you willing to wait? Because they're going to try everything before they give him a free spell.
I'm just sitting there waiting.
Okay.
All right, just making sure. I'm waiting until it seems like he'll be okay. And when it seems like he'll be okay, then we'll leave instructions for where we're at. But only Wilhelm knows where we're at right now, because we don't know where we're staying yet.
I mean, he's not technically dead, guys. He could get up and walk to the tavern and go to sleep. So, I appreciate that we have created the magnitude of his exhaustion to something that we all literally in our minds think he is fucking dead right now. It's a beautiful thing. That's the power of role-playing. He only has 3 levels of exhaustion, or 4. He's fine. He just has halved his points. He can walk. It's really slow.
I like Tyler. I suppose Jiven is unconscious because everybody's treating him like that.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. It is what it is.
No, it was really good.
Okay.
Yeah, house
well,
ruling. He's unconscious. So,
Hey, you know what? See you later, Jim. And you look fine to me. Yeah.
you know what? Everyone
Right.
played it. Everyone
Well
played it
said.
so well. No, you're unconscious, buddy. Sorry. It's for the story now. You're like dying on this man's fucking table. You got blood pouring out of every orifice. You just awful shit. And they start praying over your body. You can see Ratu is posted up next to him. Does anybody else choose to stay with him as he's being prayed over?
Stay.
Calvor does. That's the Calvor.
Everybody cries in his last moments of life.
So everyone stays there, and you know, it comes to the point where after like 6 hours, they're like, you can call for him in the morning.
Okay. All right. Well,
So it's like 10 o'clock at night, right? No, not even. You guys got there in the morning. So it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'm headed back to take a hot bath and eat a lot of warm food and drink a lot of cold water and then go to bed. Because I'm only one exhaustion level better, so I'm dragging ass.
I'm looking for a good warm fire and a good hot meal.
Okay. If you guys ask, or if you recall on your memory, you do remember the two places that they mentioned, the swinging sword being the actual 3-story stone inn with a high-pitched roof, and of course the helm at High Sun, which, like I said, anyone that would have any remote idea that thinks their character would know, sure, you know, that it is a ramshackle yet lively tavern.
Yeah, I don't want lively. I want peaceful.
Yeah,
And I want
that's
snug.
what I would have looked for.
I want snug. I don't want rain leaking on my head. I'm pissed.
Alright.
Yep. I think Wilhelm got us set up at the swinging sword.
Alright, so
Yeah.
Wilhelm, you are waiting for them at the swinging sword for a few hours before they show up.
Yeah.
And they tell you that they were told to call again tomorrow.
Do I need to mark off any gold how much this is costing us?
Do you have a background that can give you free lodging in any way, or is that not your thing?
Probably not in this situation.
Oh yeah, you're a cleric. You could actually probably get it at the All Faith Shrine, brother.
I could if it's at a.
If you
Shrine,
don't
yeah.
want to spend the money. After
No,
paying for his care.
I'm spending the money. I want these people to get baths and.
Yeah, because you're not going to get good. You guys would have. So anybody that cares, because we're having a really great session, there are the different levels of accommodations that you can get. And the easiest way to do it when you enter any town or situation where you have to pay is to just look at everyone and say, this is the expense for living this kind of lifestyle per day. How long do you plan on being here? Mark off the gold. We'll assume that everything that you get, like food and drink and lodging, is paid for, and you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
And I've looked into it, and it's something I'd really like to do. I think it's in like the equipment guide in the PHB where it starts to talk about living expenses.
Yeah.
Although I can't seem to find it in the online one. Oh, expenses. Here we go. I just said that. Lifestyle expenses. So you would be living in poor, I believe, is what it's. Simple food and lodging, threadbare clothing, unpredictable conditions.
What?
No, it's modest. Excuse me. It's modest.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Priests, right here. Ordinary people living modest lifestyle include soldiers with families, laborers, students, priests, hedge wizards, and the likes. So we're going to say that if you go to the swinging sword, you have 3 different levels that you could choose from. You can go comfortable, which is their cheap room, and their cheap food and drink, or less or more of cheap food and drink. You can go wealthy, and they actually have on the 3rd level the suites or the aristocratic, which is, of course, for a day's there is going to be 10 gold piece minimum.
All right, I'm going to pay for all of us. There are only 5 of us now, so I'm going to pay
Correct.
20 gold, which is actually, now that I'm looking at my gold, that's quite a bit.
Let's just go comfortable. Let's go comfortable. It's fine.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
cottage
fine.
is nice. The
I
cottage.
I
will,
prefer
pay,
modest.
I will pay 10 gold for comfortable lodging for all of us. Comfortable.
How long does that go?
That's a day per day.
That's-
10 gold per day.
No,
Nicer
comfortable is
clothing,
2 gold.
equipment.
Yes,
Small
times 5.
cottage in the middle. Private room at a fine inn.
Oh, got you. That's 10 gold per day because there's 5 of us. I got you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, a private
Yeah.
room at a fine inn. That sounds good. 10 gold per day. I'll mark it off. I'll mark off 10 gold right now.
Very good. Jason, what's that spell that removes exhaustion?
That's greater restoration. That's a level 5 spell.
Okay.
Whew. Level 5? So what, you like level 13 when you cast that?
That's a level 9, or a character level 9.
Golly.
Class level 9, I should say. No, Cody's looking up a cost right now.
Oh, gotcha. So you're looking up the cost for spells if you buy them.
Healthcare
No.
costs. It's a
No.
bitch.
So that's so funny, Jason, because I was. So as you all arrive, feel free to roleplay as much as you would like to of this, but you get to this beautiful 3-story, high-pitched roof inn made of stone and very nicely hewn timber. It's painted, it has designs on it, it has windows, like 4 and 8 and 10 pane windows. It's just a sight to behold. Even in the rain, it looks welcoming with all of the light reddish and orangish glows kind of pouring from the window out into the dismal, dank gray and blues and blacks of the world around you. You guys just feel like home when you see it, and you see your cleric kind of standing in the doorway, leaning against it, looking a little, ragged, but smiling. And I'll let you decide whether or not you're already holding an ale. But
Better be holding whiskey.
I will. Yeah. I'll be ready to serve the ale to others.
When Ratu walks in, he literally grabs a handful of whatever hot food there is and shoves it in his mouth. Like if there's hot sausages or whatever, like he grabs them and walks straight to the hot bathtub. And he's going to eat sausages and take a bath. And drink water.
do you think that the comfortable lifestyle affords you a bath? I'm just curious. I didn't really read. Because we're going by expenses, not by services here.
It says you live in a small cottage in a middle-class neighborhood or in a private room at a fine inn.
So, yep, absolutely. You definitely have bathing facilities in your rooms.
Well, I would go to a communal one too. That's fine. I'm not embarrassed. I got nothing to hide.
I would be going to my room, cleaning up, taking off my armor. I've got a set of fine clothes I'd go ahead and put on to go downstairs and eat and relax by the fireplace.
You know, Kane,
very
there's more than
nice,
enough.
Jim. If I could give you double inspiration, I would. That was beautiful.
If you want to sit in this tub, there's more than enough space. It's a fine inn. Okay? It's a jacuzzi tub.
This old school guy just said that he would put on his fine clothes and go downstairs and sit by the fire, y'all. That's a master class in role-playing your characters efficiently.
Yeah. Well, Ratu's naked as a jaybird and sausages in the bathtub. So,
What about everybody else? We know what they're doing.
I'm just passed out, spread eagle on the bed, snoring like a freight train.
Like your dog does.
Yep.
oh, it's funny.
I'm feeling exhausted, but comforted that we made it here, but still concerned about Jiven. I'm gonna put my shield. I don't know if I'm kneeling next to my bed or a couch or something. I put my shield out somewhere and I just kind of look at the holy symbol on my shield and just I attempt, for one of the few times in my life, or at least in the last couple of weeks, attempt to think about the deities that Gundren has talked to me about, the deities that I've read about and that my family have talked about, and just kind of seek guidance, seek help. Not really sure what I'm doing, but I've got the shield out in front of me. I know that symbol is something to do with this. Before I go to bed.
And whether or not it's that you did it at this time, or that you ever did it, or the situation going on, for whatever reason, Wilhelm, you feel what you would call a response, whether it was from yourself or from another person, a deity, a power, and it says, you're doing the right thing.
That provides relief. Comfort.
Alright. Jason's praying, Corval's sleeping, Kane is chilling by the fire, Jiven's in the hospital, Alar's gone. What's Ratu doing? Ratu's in the bathtub eating.
Yep.
Have I left anybody out?
And when the water starts to get cold, he gets more hot water. Because by God, he has been looking forward to this for 5 days. So he is not wasting it.
Okay.
What about fucking Alar? Oh, Alar.
If you guys want to know what Alar's doing, stay tuned.
Yes.
Oh.
I have not
You son
forgotten.
of beach. You son of beach.
Yeah. I'll spoil most of my secrets, but not all of them.
I as soon as I am sufficiently warmed to my core, I'm going to go downstairs and I will sit with the giant. I gotta have it back. So I guess I'm probably not carrying my to the great room. That's
No,
probably
I would say that's probably a no-no there. It's a pretty civilized place.
frowned upon. So I'll carry
Yeah.
my knife and I'll put on my cleaner clothes. I don't know if I've got any or not, but whatever I got, I'm putting. I'll go back down there and sit with the giant.
Alright, so you and Kane sit and spin some yarns. In your doing so, the two of you find out the town had just been attacked.
Okay?
Let's say it again.
Me and the giant are busy making friends while you're praying. That's what he said.
And then the city's been attacked.
Yeah, remember when he said when we came in, it was all kind of burned up a little bit? Well, apparently it got attacked right before we got here. But I guess the rain probably put out all the fires. So,
Attacked
Yeah.
by who?
yeah. Hey, yeah, that's right. Jiven is probably awake now, so.
Nope, Jiven's still at the hospital.
Jiven, you're at the hospital. What are you doing? Get out of here.
He's dead, guys. We all made it real in the way that we acted. Jiven is fucking... He's actually going to make a death saving throw overnight.
For 2 levels of exhaustion? Really? Thought I got
Reroll a
sick.
new character, Tyler. No, I'm
He
kidding.
got tired to death.
He's just... Well, I'm going off of what he role played because he said he broke his ankle and was coughing up blood. So
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I apparently got healed for the broken ankle. And,
well, they're gonna try. Let me just tell you how I think it goes down when you
It's
go to the
really
temple.
a bad broken ankle if it causes you to cough.
You
was
like
the
shattered
pneumonia.
every bone in your
Yeah.
fucking ankle, and it's ripped all of your muscle with the bone shard. All the tendons have snapped. You're bleeding internally.
God, that was dark, bro. A little too
Sorry.
far. Bring it back.
Anyway,
Bring it back.
It was all swelled up, all big, filling my boot up with blood. It's terrible.
anyway,
Go ahead.
so you find out that it was people dressed in black. They wore masks. They all said
We had a
like,
great
"Hail
day."
Tiamat," and like praise Tiamat, and
So it was the douchebag club that we encountered before.
they say, "Oh, you've had a run-in with these people then."
Yeah, I killed quite a few of them.
Say, "Oh well, I'll buy you a drink then." And the old gentleman next to you looks like he's recently taken a beating. Buys you a couple rounds.
Well, I will enjoy the water.
Okay.
And if he buys me ale, to the giant, because he could probably use it since he was the
Right.
stud of the stud muffins that survived with 1 level of exhaustion the entire freaking time.
So Kane, you get a couple extra beers. The two of you continue on with your conversations. Sildar is again kind of a no-show.
Hey, did they say that a dragon attacked him with those guys? Or is it just the guys?
They say yeah. They said that they've seen dragons flying overhead a lot recently.
Like,
But this
evil
time
ones?
it wasn't friendly. They said sometimes they're the good ones, sometimes they're the ones that you're hoping don't fly over.
What the dragon that attacked here, was it blue?
He says it was a blue dragon.
A big one?
He said, yeah, it was a big blue dragon.
They have a rider.
He did have a rider.
Son of a bitch. I'm gonna kill that man. Or whatever he is. Did you see which way they went?
He says, best guess we had, they went north.
Toward Tribor?
Toward Westbridge. Yeah, toward Tribor.
Okay. Well, considering what you guys, or maybe people owe you a drink. Having said that, Ratu does not offer to buy it because he doesn't have any money.
Right.
So he's charging everything in the room.
Yep, it just goes in with your living expense.
No,
That's
it's fine.
that's what that living expense was paid for. So technically speaking, all your drinks and food have been paid for by Wilhelm. So
Hey, Wilhelm.
you guys, go ahead.
Hey, Wilhelm. I bet Sildar
yeah.
has a place to stay. I bet you don't have to pay for Sildar here.
He didn't.
Well, he just written that he did. So
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
would've-
no,
he's one of the Lord's Alliance. You don't have to pay for Sildar.
yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
That's awfully
Um,
kind of you, though.
Yeah,
Nice.
so unless you all choose to do anything else, you enjoy a little bit of riffraff, arm wrestling and what have you if you feel like it, but other than that, it's a pretty quiet place. You know, they drink some beers and stuff in the lobby area where they have a little tavern, but for the most part it's pretty civilized. It's pretty quiet, you know.
Well, before, I know we got there in the afternoon, so before actual nighttime, I would have gone over to visit with Jibbin to chat with him to see how well he's doing. What I've
Oh,
been
we
able
forgot to tell you. Jiven died. Oh, yeah, sorry. I should have told you before you got there.
And you only get one, by the way, did I mention? Alright.
Oh my gosh. Oh, funny.
Oh,
No, Jibbin!
Let me turn the music up, hang on.
Yeah. I called dibs
Yeah.
on his boat.
yeah. Yeah, did you guys see
This
his
song
leg?
is called
Apparently-
Funeral Pyre, by the way.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that his leg was like torn completely off? 4 days with that long leg.
He was so tough for not showing it.
I really think, like, when he was coughing up blood, it was coming out of his knee. Oh, gosh.
If I could give you double inspiration, I would.
Dude.
Like when he fell, the whole leg got crushed. The whole thing,
So,
like a piece of glass. What the
Wilhelm, as you arrive at the All Shrine, All Faith Shrine,
The All Shrine.
the acolytes, yeah, right, they usher you into a very modest room where Jiven is sleeping when you enter. He's not being kept over anymore, but he is asleep.
I don't know. I spend some time just standing there next to him. I don't know, remembering Ratu's story, I'm not really quick to just put my hand on him. I think I stand there with just a little hesitation. But in the end, I put my hand on him and just say a little word. I'm pretty sure I know that this won't do much, but nonetheless, I say a little healing word as I rest my hand on him. And then I stay there a little bit longer in silence and before I leave.
All right, and
Good
Jiven,
night.
you sleep. Wilhelm, you arrive back in time to see a little bit of the professionalism, collar loosening sort of thing going on as it's late, and most people have left the bar area. You see that Ratu and Kane are still down there, just weaving yarns or whatever, and you all end up going to sleep.
At this point, Ratu is either passed out next to the fire in the main room or he's passed out in his bedroom, one of the two.
So you all go to bed, basically. You shut the finely crafted wooden doors on your comfortable rooms, and you snuggle up in a nice warm bed. The only person having bathed being Ratu.
Yep. Well, now, Kane did say that he cleaned up, so...
Okay,
Yeah.
that's right, he did. Kane took a bath as well.
Yeah, so me and Kane snuggle. We're going to be warm.
So Corval's just a muddy mess tracked into his room. His bed is covered in fucking mud.
I was a horse at the time, and I transformed back. I was nice.
That's
and clean.
true.
Thank you.
I don't think that it means that you're totally clean, though, right? I mean, if you're covered in, like, snow, for example, and you change back, wouldn't you still be, like, wet?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I mean, like, all of my belongings and everything just magically disappear and melt into the new body.
That's a good point,
I can
Rick.
deal with some water.
That's a good point. It raises questions about stuff that might stay on you, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, something if it was mechanically damaging. But anyway, we'll assume that you're right for the purposes of it magic, but...
You did
So,
have
yeah,
to
so-
do a person before you walked into the tavern, though, and flooded, so...
Right.
You may have dirty shoes.
I'll take a couple minutes.
Oh, you're
So
fine.
everybody's clean when they go to bed. Did he say he was going to step away for a minute?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta
he
go take
did.
care of my daughter.
Oh, go ahead, buddy.
Okay.
We'll take 5, and we'll tie it up here after he gets back.
Oh, God bless. I got up to go get beer and literally did everything but get beer.
Oh, that's the best, man.
Literally the only thing I could do while I was up.
Hey, this is like one of our best sessions in a long time. Do you guys realize that?
Oh yeah, this is great.
Oh, yeah. A lot of fun.
Am I,
Except King hasn't gotten to behead anything. I'm sure he's itching to do that.
am I okay to say that we're still going when we come back? Because I want to pour
Oh yeah,
myself
no,
a drink.
we're definitely going for as long as everyone wants to go tonight. I'm going hard in the pain,
Perfect.
and I'm
All right,
feeling it right
hard
now.
What's going on? You mean to the
Well, I'm
paint?
just
Not,
having a great time.
Steve.
That is not what I meant at all, Steve.
I've got points of exhaustion just listening.
I'll give you guys the story of the exhaustion points when you get back.
Okay, all right, I'll be right back.
so, Steve, I have to know, was this your idea, or tell you this is what you're doing, and you were, wow, this sucks.
All me.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
With help from our glorious DM.
Oh,
Okay.
thanks, buddy. You don't have to flatter me.
Oh.
I think we all do a really good job as a community, to be honest. Like, I think we're a good group, in my personal opinion.
Well,
So,
if
no, Cody wasn't like, hey, ALR tonight? That's a no-go. You just sit back. We got this.
He's gone.
Yeah, cool.
hey,
Just so you know.
you know how Alar is always kind of weird and doesn't really involve himself in anything? I'm taking it to
I'm
the next
tired
level.
of it. I'm tired of it. He's gone. He's gonna come back friendlier and a more presentable.
Yeah. This is
He's
right
gonna
after he
be a
made.
team player. He went away to a self-help retreat.
But yeah, so I guess I'll just tell you guys, since I think everybody's probably still here. That video that I posted, if anybody saw in chat, was talking about the weather, and I thought it was interesting because I try and pay a lot of attention to the weather. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I try and at least say like the temperature outside, and if it's sunny or if it's, you know, overcast, or I don't roll for weather every day. But because I don't roll for weather every day, I thought, how cool would it be to have a serious trial that you have to overcome that includes the weather? And how would you do that in a way that would make someone actually... So, here's the kicker, guys. You all actually gain experience from making it through that.
Cool. Congratulations.
Did I just say that to you two? Everybody else is gone.
Oh, Rick's back.
But anyway, you guys do get experience for making it through the weather. But it was talking about, you know, like you can basically do what you want to with the weather, you know, like within reason, and to make it its own thing, you know, can be kind of fun and challenging. And so I tried it, and guess what? It fucking worked. That's Behind the DM Screen with Cody McInnes every Wednesday night at 10 p.m.
I like the, it's definitely good to have a variety of challenges that aren't just combat, that get us to RP a bit more too.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. You guys have done a fan-fucking-tastic job of role-playing tonight. Everyone.
I messaged Cody and I'm like, I'm loving all the ALAR talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Different opinions.
Most
enjoying
we've had out.
It's really cool. It's really cool to have everyone, you know what I mean? Like, that's good role-playing, especially after I feel like I've had you guys just running hard. Like, I just let you guys talk tonight. I just fucking muted my microphone and just, you know, that way I couldn't interrupt you with my, but and just let you guys do your thing. Is everybody back?
Alright, sorry guys, I had to...
Let's get a ready check up and chat.
Alright, I had to...
I'm here.
Yeah, I had to change into my pajamas. Oh yeah. My boys were chafing a little bit underneath the blanket.
It's all that mud you've been walking through.
Well, Jim said it best. Yeah. I mean, if we had a wizard there, it probably wouldn't have, because there's a spell for that.
The advantage of being tall, I was able to keep the boys out of the mud.
Yeah, I'm not nearly as tall, so my boys were dragging away the entire time.
You know what's even funnier though? Is
Also,
I gave all of you guys inspiration before that last round of checks, and nobody used it on their checks.
What's that?
I gave everyone inspiration before that last round of checks, and no one used it.
Hell no, I wasn't using it. Screw it. I'm going for it.
That's what makes it fun.
You
Are we still waiting on Jason?
Sounds like it.
Seems like yes.
Sorry, I'm just seeing Steve's posts right now. Pay up. Your friend stays here and tends the head priest.
Oh, you just now saw that?
Yeah. I just got back to my computer. Got him! Aliens.
Because aliens.
Oh, God. That's good stuff. So we'll welcome Jiven back to the group whenever he gets around. Comes back to us, you know,
Well, I have a
healed.
feeling it's going to be
Although the rumors of his death are widespread.
He does walk with a permanent limp now.
Well, he's got a peg leg on it. Does that make sense?
He's got a peg leg. I will let you have a peg leg if you want one, Jimin, and I will
For
give you
some
no
reason, he
handicap
says
at
"arg" a
all.
lot.
It's a peg leg with a rubber stopper on the end of it.
No, it's cork. It's even
Cork.
better.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
that's
use it.
Too bad we didn't have any more bag and bone left.
Mm.
You can take the tip off it and poke people as a weapon, so you're never technically unarmed.
I will give him a javelin out of the dragon bone that I took, and I will give it to him if he wants it.
Alright, let's wait for Jason to get back before we start playing here.
Oh, Stash, what are you posting now? I gotta have a look. Vampires. Crap, what's it in? Joseph Batista. Where is the Akira hospital scene? Oh, is this supposed to be you, Jiven?
Yeah,
In the,
dream-
ho-
dream
in the hospital
sequence.
scene?
I did it in the wrong channel. God damn it. There.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it earlier. That was on point. By the
And now
by.
it makes even more sense in a totally different context. Especially this one. Because you guys were on your way to try and get him help so fast. Oh
Right.
no, that's just the original picture. There's the one with the... There it is.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm loving that. I made that. I'm so proud of myself. You guys are like flying to get him safe. Anyway,
That's a fun one.
that's a cool picture too.
Actually, I thought the one that was most accurate was the other one post just now, which was the one where he's shooting at the giant creature while it crashes through all the buildings.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I feel like that exemplifies Gibbon. Yeah, there it is. Yep, that one's accurate. Hey, Rick, are you back?
Rick's back.
Okay. Didn't
Rick's
hear
in the
you.
Ben
Sorry.
Back Club.
Well, I had to go for a minute, and I didn't know who all came back while I was gone. So.
Yeah, my daughter had a bad dream of the bad guys and the good guys having a huge fight because they wouldn't share.
Oh.
And then the bad guys hit the good guys, and that made her scared. So yeah.
Of course it would.
Did you tell her you just punched all the bad guys in the face? Nothing to worry about.
As hard as you
some-
could.
Something like that.
Did you tell her you shot the man in the closet with extreme prejudice? And
She's-
he's still in there. He ain't.
He's like, Daddy turns into a big white bear when he gets angry and he bites people's faces off, so you don't have anything to worry about.
Exactly. I eat them.
Alright.
Mhm.
Alright, so everyone's back. Thanks for coming back, everybody. Fucking Jiven is dead. So Jiven now has a peg leg. No, you all wake up in your respective rooms at roughly the same time. And you are more than a little bit amazed to notice that immediately the rain has stopped.
Oh, of course it has.
Like just completely stopped. The thunder is still rolling in the distance, which is a little foreboding, but it is no longer raining outside.
Okay.
So you guys all wake up.
I'm
Breakfast.
gonna go get breakfast. Yep, I'm with him. Let's go get breakfast.
Is there any way Wilhelm can get coffee to go?
Yes.
I want to get some coffee and then go visit Jiven in the
Yes.
morning.
I hear him asking, and I tell him, "Don't even think about touching my mug."
So yeah, absolutely, you can go get it and get it to go.
Okay.
Nice mug of hot pasta.
Right.
Mm.
Alright, so everyone else is gonna stay and eat then?
Bowl of delicious farmer's breakfast scramble.
Alright.
I'll just grab something quick and then head over with Wilhelm.
Alright, so Wilhelm, Corval,
Me and Kane are eating.
Matsu, and Kane are gonna eat breakfast. Okay. You guys go over to, as you walk through again, the destroyed town of Red Larch. Not more destroyed than not destroyed. It's probably about like 40% destroyed. Just despair everywhere. Stores are still open, but a lot of stuff is gone. A lot of shelves are bare as you look in through the window. You guys continue over to the beautifully constructed shrine. And as you walk in the front door, what do you see? But Jiven making his way out of a hallway in the back of the temple with his belongings on him, and he seems to be washed and in pristine shape.
Jiven, how are you? You look good.
And stable on your feet.
Yeah, the priest healed me.
As they were
And
supposed to.
Jiven bounces on the foot that was hurt to show him it's alright.
And as you guys are having this conversation, one of the priests from the temple walks over, and he says, "Are you all right for traveling, my son?" And he puts a hand on your shoulder, Jiven.
Is Jiven alright for travel?
Yeah, you're fine.
Alright, so he's like, yeah. Okay.
I step forward and ask, what can we give back to you in compensation for this service?
They say, "We take donations. If you would like to give, please follow your heart."
Straight to the cheapest amount possible.
2 copper.
I mean,
It's not 1 copper, but it's also not anything.
it's also pretty much crap money.
I give him 10 silver.
Jiven gives him 1 gold.
And I have my hand stretched out with 5 gold in it without showing it, and I ask as I'm handing it off.
You drop it in an alms box, in a little wooden top box with a slit cut in it.
Okay. But I ask as I'm depositing to show that the answer to my following question does not, will not change what I'm giving, and that is, whom do you serve? Who is worshipped here?
He says, "There are many gods worshipped at the All-Faith Shrine. I follow the teachings of Ilmater."
And I'll say, well, thank you to you and to Ilmater. And I deposit 5 gold.
He says, "May Ilmater's blessings rain down upon all of you." And he looks over all of you, kind of a knowing look on his face, sincere, like you don't look like the type of guys that go and file things away for a living. And we saw your guy missing a leg when he came in here, so. And he lets you guys, he kind of steps away and he has the alms box in one hand and he kind of bows to you and he turns quietly on his heel and walks softly through the quiet temple.
Maljivan, let's get you something to eat.
Yes, let's.
Alright, you guys make your way back to the Swinging Sword.
Did you find anywhere good to eat?
I paid for a room for you. You haven't stayed in.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, that was a
try that.
passive aggressive ad.
Super.
Shit.
I take
God,
the chair back and wave him over when he comes in the door.
Every player in this game just thought they were talking to their wife just now.
So, Ratu, do you have a level of exhaustion still or no?
I do. I should actually,
Okay.
because I
Jiven-
think I had. I'll find out.
You had 2. You were the only one that had 2. That's why I asked.
Yep. So I should still have one.
Okay.
So after my next rest, I'll have none.
Right. So, whatever you guys plan on doing, everyone at this point is fine to travel. Although Ratu does look like he's still a bit sluggish on the mark. So, you all sit down and eat a very fine breakfast together. Kane and and Ratu eat enough, to have 2 full meals. So you guys all sit down and eat, and you realize that you're pretty much on the path to head towards Tribor. You can take the road. The roads look like they're rough going, but they don't appear as though they should be difficult to travel unless it continues to rain, because as of right now, there's standing water, but it hasn't quite reached flood stage. The land is still kind of pulling it off. So,
Well, gentlemen, let's stick to the road this time. But
Yes.
we'll definitely need to be keeping watch.
Did we level up?
We defeated nature.
Right.
Yeah.
By God, I'm pretty sure that's 30,000 XP right there.
That's like
When you-
a lot of XP. Nature? I mean, Jesus.
Just saying. That's a lot of
Ancient,
XP.
like ancient.
Yeah.
The most ancient.
Defeated
Right.
an ancient
CR
being.
31.
I'm just
Oh,
saying. She threw her best at us.
Cody, I'm just going to throw this out there because I don't know the new rules or anything. I wanted to see about getting a lantern while I was in town and some oil. But I don't remember what the deals are for. I know there's like the lantern and a bullseye lantern, but that's all I remember from.
yeah, I mean, you can just get either one, but a lantern is fine. You can also just use a torch.
I think you
might
wanted a
have
lantern.
torches.
You want a lantern because it will use in the rain.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
it's-
good point.
It's it goes out farther, and it's better in the rain. And if you set it down, it doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
go out.
You can absolutely find one.
A lantern hooded will cost you 5 gold piece. A
Um,
lantern bullseye would cost you 10.
So
Okay.
I
I'm sorry, Peg. The difference between the two, which one would be better?
I think the bullseye is the one that just points it in like one specific direction, whereas the hooded, it just means it has the hood over top, so water falling down directly on it isn't going to put it out.
Okay. I'm just going to get what the hooded is 5. How much your vials
Hooded
of
lantern
oil?
is 5 gold piece, weighs 2 pounds.
And how much is the oil?
A flask of oil is 1 silver piece.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to get about 5 of those.
Well, so this is truthful. Me, Jason, as a player, definitely thought about this whenever weeks ago. I just forgot about it as a player to after finding Lightbringer. That is a magical mace in the Wave Echo Cave that produces light. I would have offered to move my what's it called? The Eternal Flame? No, that's not what it's called. What was it called? Continual Flame that I had spent some ruby dust on that cost some gold, and asked if Kane wanted to utilize that on one of his weapons, or it could be put into a lantern and he can turn it on and off just like as if it was a regular flame lantern. That way he could spare himself the need of oil and flint.
Oh,
Would you like to use that?
Yeah, that would be all. Oh, shoot. Typing when I'm talking.
So basically, the continual flame that I've had on my spear, I can transfer, assuming that we had the time for me to do that, to put it into a lantern of your choice, or I could have put it on a weapon of your choice, so that you could do what I did. I had a system of a collar that could slide up to cover the flame up, or pull the sleeve down to expose the flame on a weapon, rather than having to carry a lantern. You could just carry your weapon.
How about if I rigged up something on the haft of the axe for that, to where I could
Sounds
slide
great.
it up to cover it?
Easy enough.
Yep,
Okay.
sounds great.
Good.
There
I'll
you
go ahead
go.
and pick up a hooded lantern and some oil just for everybody, though.
Sure.
Okay.
That's always useful.
Okay. So you guys decide that this is the day to set out, or you guys are going to stay another day? As you're sitting and eating breakfast, right?
I think we can leave.
I'll cover another day if everybody wants to stay one more day.
I'm okay to travel. With one level of exhaustion, it's just a disadvantage on ability checks. So
Well, get this, everybody. We're gonna ask Sildar to make the decision for us.
Okay.
oh, because if he doesn't do something soon, we're going to kick him in the nuts and kick him out of the group, right?
No, because Sildar is played by the ever-knowing DM.
I'm
If I
tired
could
of
take
saving.
away,
I'm tired of
Yeah.
saving Sildar's asshole.
right? If I could take away that responsibility, I would. Now Sildar does kind of look up from the next table over, and he says, "I'm sorry, my friends." He says, "But it would behoove us all if we left as early as possible."
Then that is what we will do.
And he nods and he goes back to writing into what has now become like a 250-page book you think he's written twice.
I'll have to read that sometime.
He's like, it reads like stereo instructions. It's very boring.
I don't know what that means.
Anyway,
But-
so
I was being sarcastic because I can't read. I might take that, and if I do, it won't be to read. It'll be because I got the beer shits.
okay, so
Anyone object
You guys-
to leaving? I think we leave.
Now
Alright,
let's do it
how do you plan on leaving town?
On jet skis.
in style.
Sounds good.
On the road.
On the
Northward.
road. Northward on the road. Anybody else
Yes.
have any
We'll stay
additions
on
to
the road.
this?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Now, I do ask on our way out if anybody has seen an elf with stars in his eyes, just to see, if he's been through here.
David Bowie has not been through here in many a year.
They say, we just got attacked in the city. No one has stars in their eyes around here.
He's a
Well put.
jukebox hero.
Wow, they must think I'm a lot more thoughtful than what I look, because I don't believe that I look like the kind of guy that meant that theoretically or it's hyperbole. Pretty sure that when you see me like this is a guy that means it. All right, it's fine though. I was going to see if anybody had seen our friend.
No, I appreciate it. They tell you they haven't seen him.
Okay. All right, we're out. Let's do it.
All right.
And if maybe out of habit we just try to put Jiven on the horse, as we're on our way out. I'll hold him from one side, King can hold him from the other.
It was all like, I'm fine. Jeez.
Like in perfect health. You guys get him strapped to the horse. Two of you are holding him up. Just a baby in swaddle clothes.
Guys, I'm really
Roger
okay.
starts carrying Jim around.
Stop
Yeah.
doing to pick some of your dead.
All right, we're out. Let's head toward the next town.
All right. As you guys head north out of Red Larch, just that kind of late morning, you can see on your way out that stands of trees off on the west side of the road going towards the Sword Mountains, and all over the Crypt Garden Forest, actually. Let's go ahead and move this. All over there, on the west-hand side of your location. It's almost like the charring of the town spread off into parts of the woods. And as you kind of crest over a hill, you see before you just an entire forest. As far as the eye can see, it's just been absolutely obliterated.
Jeez.
As I do this, I just stop in my tracks and just kind of go down on one knee.
You see a few trees here and there, Corval, as you look out on the expanse, but for miles and miles up the eastern side of the Sword Mountain, all the way, to as far as you can see, headed north, and even some on the east side of the road, just a little bit. But it seems as though, kind of from Red Larch to the north east, there was some kind of attack, and somebody just started taking it out on the trees. You would know that there are some dragons that are not good aligned creatures that have fire as a weapon.
Yeah.
And I
just
think to
grumble.
Go ahead,
I'm just fuming quietly. Just they will pay. And let's go.
I'm thinking to myself, what are we doing? Not sure if this is what we should be pursuing.
Nice non-meta character play there, Jason. Yeah, so you guys continue on traveling. You make it 12 miles that day. So we'll start up the old timer here. We'll start in the middle of Red Larch, let's say. Oof, that's going to be a long ride, eh? No, you guys are going 24 miles because it's not difficult terrain right now.
Yeah.
So, there we go. About right there. And you end up stopping along the side of this muddied, wagon-tracked road. As the day goes on, you see very few travelers moving. You see people leaving with things in their arms, randomly. Not, a huge exodus, but you see a few of them kind of coming the other way or going your way. And the forest, just as far as you're walking, as far as you can see, just torched. And you guys travel for your 4 hours. You stop, you rest, you get up, you travel 8 hours. What do you guys want to do? You want to keep going?
Oh yeah, we're headed straight to town.
Before the calling of the night?
Yep.
Yeah, Sildar gave us a sense of urgency.
Yeah. So we'll do 12 hours travel, do a third leg.
Alright, so you guys go another 4 hours, which is going to be another 12 hours. Alright, I like this. I like this. You guys are getting creative here. So, forced march. Travel pace 8 hours. You can push beyond that risk of exhaustion. For each additional hour of travel beyond 8, characters cover the distance shown in the hour column for their pace, and each character must make a con save at the end of the hour. So each one of you will have to make 4 different con saves, and the DC will rise for each one if you continue on for another 4 hours.
Well, let's make the decision whether to go each hour. So let's start with hour 1. What's the DC?
It is 10.
Oh God, Jim, really?
He rolled a 1, dude.
I ate too much.
I think it's time to expend some inspiration, Jim. No, that's only your first level, right? So you're not bad.
Who are we missing here?
Me. 1 second.
The dwarf.
Okay, so Jim looks a little rough, but everyone else seems to be doing just fine. Ratu, you still actually have 1, I believe.
Wait, how many do I need to make?
Do what?
I made mine. I'm above Corval.
So you guys are going to...
Oh, I see what you're saying. I still have a level already.
Alright, so you guys want to continue on? You've gone 9 hours.
Yeah, I mean, we can do one more.
Alright, DC 11.
Oh God.
Oh,
holy shit.
What the hell? Jiven is feeling great. They gave him cocaine.
at the hospital.
Ouch.
He feels really good.
Too much of that damn sausage. I'm gonna have to stick around.
Alright,
Jim's got the sausage shits.
so you guys can move a half an hour and make a check if you would like.
No, we've already got 2.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, let's take a break. and take it back down.
We should rest.
Yeah. So
Okay,
we pushed. So we did 10 hours of travel,
correct.
and then we put up our. What's the word again?
Your instant
Fudderwhacking.
fortress.
Futterwhacking.
Futterwhacking.
We futterwhack that thing.
Alright. And everyone goes in, and Kane shuts the door behind the last person, and you guys set up kind of off in a burned tree stand over on the side of the road so it doesn't look like you're just parked right next to the road. You guys all crash out to get your sleep for the night. Are we going to call this our stopping point here?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, we
Right. That way, I mean, I've got the whole next session planned. This really wasn't meant to turn out as awesome as it did, but you guys did a great job.
Thank you, sir. Had a lot of fun. That was
No,
enjoyable.
honestly, man. That was